Yeah, well, hi, friends. Doc South here. And, I don't know if I've told you these particular stories that I'm going to do on this video yet. I may have told them a piece here, a piece there, but I thought you might like to hear them. If nothing else, it kind of they kind of put life into perspective a bit, I think. And you might, if nothing else, you'll find them fascinating. You know how you hear ghost stories where, oh gosh, everyone's just terrified and running for their lives because some ghost is chasing them, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I imagine it must. If there are ghosts, and I think there are, I imagine there are some that are good and some that aren't. And when you got one that's not, well, it can be a bit of a pickle. But good ghosts also exist, and case in point. And this ghost I'll tell you about never did anything really harmful. In fact, was quite a friendly ghost. Yeah. My first wife and I, Molly, and I lived in when we were first married. We lived in the town of Chester, New Jersey. We had an antique shop in that town, and the building was, I think, at one time was a factory, and so there was multiple apartments and such. And we had this. We had an apartment over the store, right? And it was pretty cool. It was we had everything was really kind of nice. I had a part-time job. Molly kind of kept the store. I'd help with the store, of course. And we did okay. I think we had been married maybe 2 or 3 years, something like that at that point. And in our apartment, there was, for some reason, a ghost resided. I know we had a name for the ghost. I can't think of her name right now, but definitely a ghost. I remember there was one day we were sitting watching TV, and you know how we had worked hard all day. We were just sitting there vegging out on the sofa, watching TV. And back then there wasn't cable, and the building, it wasn't really right to put up, rooftop antennas. I'm sure we could have, but it would have been quite the chore. So we had rabbit ears on the TV. Yeah, rabbit ear antenna. Antenna. Yeah, for those young folks. Yeah, you used to have to it didn't come by way of cable back in those days, to your TV signal. It was sent from a high building, sent out like radio waves, and you got it that way into your antenna. And the signal was fed into the antenna. The TV somehow processed it. Go figure. But there were times when, say, you might be watching channel 2, but if you wanted to switch to channel 9, you had to kind of move the rabbit ears a little. Yeah, because maybe their antenna was somewhere else, and you had to kind of get into its signal. Well, we were watching TV. I don't know. There was some show, whatever show we were watching was off one channel. We wanted to watch another channel. No, we didn't have a remote. I had to get up and turn the dial. Yeah. Dial. Yeah, a dial. And we, and I switched over to the station, sat back down. We're like, oh, okay. And the picture didn't look that good. It really didn't. And I remember Molly saying to me, she said, why don't you get up and change the antenna? Adjust it. Geez, she says, come on. I said, well, why don't you do it? And we're back and forth bickering. All of a sudden, and I swear this is true, on my life, I swear this is true, the rabbit ears just started moving. They started moving just like someone was up there doing it. And then, of course, the various wires on the antenna start moving back and forth. It's adjusting. And bingo, we had a perfect picture. And, of course, we're both looking at each other. Like, what the heck? And I said, wait a minute, let me try something. I got up and I changed the channel and I said, hey, whoever did that, would you please change the, can you adjust it now for this channel? Next thing you know, it moves. And, well, we we decided we had a ghost. And again, no harm done. No one hollered boo or, threw flaming pumpkin heads at us or anything. It was just this particular being loved to adjust the TV. And there was a time once where I should say, the dog we had used to see this, and the cats would see the being, and they would play with it. Yeah, so there was one cat we had that would, you could tell he's looking over his shoulder. He's running from something. And then he's turning around and running at it and then running back like a nut. Again, we figured it was the ghost. We had friends over one day and we said how we had a ghost. They didn't believe it. We're watching TV. Rabbit ears start to turn. Friend out the door. There was one night where Molly and I were in bed getting ready to go to sleep. And in fact, I think Molly was already kind of facing one direction, kind of, you could tell she was asleep. I'm facing the wall, kind of just still awake a bit. But darned if I didn't feel someone all of a sudden cuddle up next to me. And I said, whoa, okay, I guess, hey. And this particular, whatever I felt was kind of nuzzling at my neck and stuff. I said, well, this is great. Okay. And I roll over and, well, no one's there except Molly facing the other direction, not snoring, but, you could tell she was asleep. And, like that. Yeah, like that. And there were other times, too, where maybe someone didn't believe us and we could get the cupboard door to open, that held all the dishes over the sink. It would open and shut. And a lot of people ran out of the house in fear of their lives. But this particular ghost, and I can't think of the name we gave her. I can't think of it. I'm sure it wasn't her real name, but she was just such a help. And really part of the family, you get right down to it. It was pretty cool. And we also saw her. Molly said she saw her after Sonny was born. Sonny would have been an infant, not even a year old. And this particular being would be just kind of looking over, just kind of floating over Sonny, kind of keeping guard on her. And in fact, one time came and actually kind of woke me up, if I recall right. I may have this wrong, but woke me up because there was a rat in Sonny's room. Yeah, well, it was an old building. You do sometimes get rats. And managed to dispatch the rat. With a knife, I finally got it. But this being alerted us. Other than that, though, heaven knows the rat may have bitten poor Sonny back in the day. It was that kind of, it was kind of cool. And again, meant no harm to any of us, did no major damage, did not stay. I think when we moved out of the building, I believe the ghost stayed for some reason and didn't come along with us. But it was, when people say they don't believe in ghosts, this story, I swear, is as true as I can. I don't know how it could be any more, how I could tell it any more true than what I saw. And it wasn't hallucinations or anything like that. It was just, for some reason, that particular being was in that house. Maybe still is. But it was kind of cool. Anyway, bless her heart. No, I can't think of the name we had for her, and I wouldn't want to say without knowing it, but a pretty decent being. Anyway, yeah, Lord's Prayer moment. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, glory forever. So be it. It's an interesting world, friends, and honestly, I think it's a better world than we give it credit for. Okay? Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye now. God bless.